Good morning, YouTube. I have a few things going on. One thing is starting to sprinkle, and I hope it rains enough for me to catch more water because I need it. And two, gnats are really getting to me this morning. And three, I'm very seriously considering of deleting all of my YouTube channels very soon. I've explained a few things of what people can do with different things over the years, and of course one of my channels was taken down already back in 2018, and I started a new one in 2019. And I've taken down a lot of videos. I took down a lot of videos. I took the ones from last year down that I did of Elvis, and I took some other ones down because they were giving me strikes, and I just was questioning whether I should leave some of them up or not. So far in quite a while I haven't gotten a strike. However, I discovered something. Brian from High Impact Flicks, I think he said something about he didn't know about Odysee. I found something out. And one of my subscribers says, oh, you got to go on Odysee. I did. Guess what? Google owns them. They acquired them, I think it was in 2005. And you know what? I found a video that said that on Odysee. So that one's coming down for sure. Rumble and BitChute, Brighteon, and the Jump I haven't tried yet. But, and that's the only one I don't have videos on. But I have Odysee so far until later on today. I think I'm going to delete that one. Or maybe I'll just put something real strong on and let them delete me. But at any rate, I'm on Rumble, Brighteon, BitChute. And of course I've got Odysee and the Jump. And I haven't put anything on the Jump yet. I do have an account there, but I haven't put anything on it yet. I'm going to check it out before I do. I'm not too worried about BitChute and Brighteon and Rumble, especially Rumble. That is a Christian man that started that. And although they have rules, they don't censor like they do here. So anyway, and the gnats are just flying right around my head, and I'm thinking they're probably going to try to get in my mouth. They've already tried to get in my eyes. Something already bit me. I don't know if it was a mosquito, because by the time I rolled him off, he looked like a piece of squashed something. And my dog is playing around. I played with her a little bit this morning. I'm waiting for a package from Amazon today. Other than that, I worked on my back room. I started my cupboards, but I haven't got very far. I got 2 sheets. I put a sheet down, and I tried to get another sheet down, and I got upset, ripped it up, and threw it outside. Said, well, that one's wasted. Well, I put it down anyway, because I'm going to overlay Luan over it anyway. It's a little bit ripped up. But I'm going to glue the Luan on, so by the time I get done with it, it'll be pretty good. Then I put that one down, and then I put another piece down, and you know, I cut it a 1/2 inch short because I figured, well, I better do that just for in case. So I got it in there. It was a good thing I did. However, in my head I was thinking, oh, I should cut it lengthways a 1/2 inch short too. Well, I didn't do that. So, you know, I had to take it back out of the back, come around to the front, cut it again, and then go back around to the back and take it in and put it in. It's not exactly right, but by the time I get done, I can cut the Luan a whole lot easier. Because I'm using a handsaw. A pruning saw, actually, with an 18-inch blade. It's pretty aggressive, but then I've hit a few nails with it. So it's a little dull. So I discovered when I hit myself with it, it didn't cut me, so I figured, oh, I've been hitting too many nails. And you know, I'm always trying to rip stuff apart, and I look for the nails, but I don't see well, for one thing, and for another thing, sometimes they curve inside the wood or whatever I'm cutting. So I don't know where they're at on the inside, and I end up hitting them. And it's pretty much 100% chance that if I'm cutting too much apart, I'm going to hit a nail. So some of them are kind of a little bit flat on the bottom where they're supposed to be pointed, and I can't sharpen that saw. I have no way to sharpen those kinds of blades. And so anyway, I'm out here because it's brighter out here than inside. My battery died. It's going now. The solar panel is putting some power into it, so it's actually got enough power to run the controller now, which it didn't there for a little bit. And it was funny because when I got up around, I don't know, 5 or 6 o'clock, it was green, and I went in, grabbed a cup of coffee, went back out to where it was, and all of a sudden the blue light was for the lithium ion. It reads the batteries and it charges accordingly to what kind they are. Well, it was blinking, and then about a couple minutes later it wasn't blinking anymore. And I thought, well, it's light out. I figured, but it's pretty cloudy at the time. It was kind of dark yet. Not dark, but it's kind of about like this, but it's a little brighter now than it was, but not by much, because the cloud cover was pretty thick, and right now it's starting to get, we're supposed to get a little rain today, and I've seen sprinkles and felt them, but it almost looks like, yeah, they've dried up. There's no marks of sprinkles now again. So anyways, I'm putting this up, and I'm not going to be much longer today. I'll get another video or two up, but in time I'm gonna, and it's going to be a short period of time. Folks, if you haven't seen my videos, see them. And some people have asked me for links for my YouTube channel as well. There's no point in that anymore because I'm not going to keep them up very much longer. And you can, excuse me, you can find them up me on, just go to Brighteon, BitChute, and Rumble. Those three will be up for a little bit. And just put in my name and look me up there. And that's all you got to do. I'm not on Patreon. I was, but I had trouble with uploading videos, so I gave that up. I don't go on Patreon for other videos because in order to watch the videos, you have to pay $5. And I know one of the guys that I watch, he said $1, but it's not $1, it's $5. And he didn't outright lie, I don't think. I think he just made a mistake. I don't think he remembered. But I know on Rumble and Brighteon and BitChute, you don't have to pay anything. And he's got videos on iConnect, which I go on there and I can watch them. I don't think I've got iConnect anymore. I think I had trouble putting videos on there too. Well, I could put them up for a half an hour long, but if I wanted to go longer, I had to pay. I decided I wasn't going to do that. Reason is because I don't charge anybody for anything, and I can't afford it. And I had PayPal at one time, but they messed up. I deleted my card, but they couldn't delete my account, and I had to go online, but the online said that my email was invalid, but it's valid. I get email through it every day, so I don't know what the deal is. So that's a messed up thing because I can't delete it. So I'm not using that anymore. And other people have said, after I found this out, other people have said they've had trouble with it too. Boy, whatever it was bit me. I don't know if it was a mosquito or what, but it might have been a mosquito. Because gnats don't bite, I don't think. At least I don't have trouble with them biting me, just trying to get in my eyes. Babe, what are you doing over there? Anyway, so we're about at the end of the road, folks. They're already starting to make it very difficult for people who are unvaccinated. You know, they say that unvaccinated people are healthy. or vaccinated people are healthy and unvaccinated people aren't. I don't know. I beg to differ because I look in the shopping carts of people who wear their mask and get their vaxes and all that kind of stuff. And you know what? They got junk food in there. I don't have junk food. I quit seeing doctors and I quit getting sick years ago. There's got to be something to that, plus the thought that I tell everybody I don't get sick anymore since I quit seeing doctors, and my mind heals me because I'm positive thinking. You know, and I try to eat the best foods I can, and I know they've pretty much poisoned everything. I don't care what it says. I don't care if it says GMO. You don't know if it's GMO or not. You know, they've actually prosecuted 4 large farmers for that, but it's just to throw them under the bus, you know, just to make people think that they're doing the right thing, which they're really not. They're lying to you right now. And so, you know, the people that don't put poisons in their bodies are healthier than the people that do. So I question that, don't you? And if you're not, I feel bad for you, because you're one of the people that's taken it, or you're one of the people that's going to, especially if you get backed into a corner. And if you're, you know, there are a lot of Christians, oh, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, you know, I'm going to stand up. We'll see. We'll see. I've been the most foolish son of God that there ever was. You know, and I feel bad. You know, I've been sinful in my life. I've been just outright, I've walked away a few times. I've done stupid things, a lot of stupid things. Even lately, I've done some stupid things. I make bad choices sometimes. Instead of buying concrete, I bought some other stuff that I know I need. Because I'm getting it from Amazon, I figured I better get it while it can still be shipped. If I have to have concrete and it's still available and I still have the money for it, I can get that next month if I have to. I got a little more money coming this month, but not much. So, you know, I don't know what to do. I've prepped as much as I can. I'm not ready. No one can be. You know, I've done stuff over and over again because of circumstances. I've left a lot of stuff behind. I could have been ready for 10 or 15 years by now if I would have just kept it all throughout the years and not left anything behind. And I've done the best I can lately in the last couple of years, last 3 years or so. But I don't make a lot, you know, and but I do have a little bit of solar. I have, besides the one battery and the one panel I have hooked up with the one controller, I got another controller, a backup controller. I got 5 backup batteries, and I got 2 more solar panels. And the one that's on my back roof, I laid it on top of the concrete, then it set, and it apparently got in the screw holes, and it's glued to the roof. There's no way of getting it off without breaking it, I don't think, and I'm not trying until I'm ready to hook up the other 2. But I'd like to get a couple more, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Anyway, I got them gnats going in my eyes. Anyway, but I've been warning people since 2005 about martial law. I've been warning people since 2007 about food shortages. And because I was called crazy and everything, for a time I just was real careful, and now I'm not, because I'm just trying to drag people out of the fire. You know, you can see them gnats, can't you, now? But at any rate, and they're in my hair. But anyway, I've been warning people for a long time. I was called crazy, I was called a lunatic. Even recently, last year, somebody says, oh, you need to get help. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about. But guess what? We're here, and there's people in stores that are showing the shelves are empty. If they're not empty in your store, either you're not pushing back the cans to see that there's nothing behind the first row or the second row if there's a second row. Or they're shoving things, because they're going to, if they got like 4 full rows of, let's say, beans, canned beans. Well, as things disappear, they start stretching them out to 5 and 6 rows. You know what I mean? To make it look full. And then if they get too many empty spaces, what they do is they fill it with other things that isn't even food. And the food prices have gotten higher. You know that too, I'm pretty sure by now. And this thing could happen overnight, basically. Guy was asked, Stephen Ben-Nun on Israeli News Live, he asked the guy, he says, well, the guy said they can crash the dollar overnight. And he says, what do you mean by overnight? You mean like a week, a month, a year? He said, no, overnight. Well, see, people alive today, most don't realize, because there's not too many people left alive today that went through the Depression. My dad went through some of it, my mom went through some of it, but they didn't get to the beginning when there was a crash and a dust bowl. Like there's going to be a dust bowl because it's drying up and burning up and everything else, right? Well, they don't understand. Like my stepdad, now he's dead. He died at 93. Well, they don't know because he come from Canada and they lost the birth certificate, so they had to forge one. But anyway, back then you could do that. Now you can't. But anyway, he said he went to the granary with his dad and his brother, and they got to the granary, and they were doing a horse and buck board, horse and wagon or whatever, and they took a load of beans and, boys, you might as well turn right around go back home because we have no money. They didn't even know that it crashed overnight. And that's how fast it went, overnight. My great-grandfather owed money and they made him pay it. But he had money in the bank and they took the money from the bank account. But they didn't put it against what he owed. You see how banks work? That's how it is. Now, here's the thing. Something's coming really big, worse than the Great Depression. It's already bigger than the Great Depression, but they just haven't let the stock market crash. Now, if anybody knows about Rothschilds, they made a movie years ago, black and white movie, and they had depicted Rothschild standing in the stock market, the World Trade Center. Well, not the World Trade Center, but it was a stock market. Because the World Trade Centers weren't built then. But anyway, and somebody asked him what he was doing. He says, just waiting. And then it crashed. And everything went to nothing. And he bought everything. You see, these people are evil. These people inbreed just to keep the bloodline pure. And I mean, that's common knowledge. You can find it out. There's documentaries about them. There's documents about them. There's web pages that tell about them. All kinds of things. And people want me to put links for certain things too. And it's like, you got the same information I got. You can just go on YouTube and find out how to do survival things instead of me repeating what I've already told you. And some of them I took down. There's still, I don't know, a few up maybe. But I'm going to slowly take them down. And the ones recently I'm probably going to take down faster because I'm surprised they haven't done anything with me yet. We'll see how this goes. You have to pay attention to everything. You have to. Because I'll tell you something. I'm pretty sure, now somebody put on where it was said that in 12 days, and this was put on like the beginning of the week or the end of last week, that in Dana Coverstone, that in 12 days, something was going to happen really bad. I forget what it was now. Lockdowns, maybe. But he said, I really disagree with that. He says, I think by the end of September. And somebody else said this fall is going to be really interesting. Well, I have got in my head so much urgency the last 3 years, 4 years, but it has been 100-fold in the last few months. And I'm not kidding. Actually, for the last year and a half about, it's been like, boy, I didn't even know if I was going to get here in April of last year. But I made it. The guy said, oh yeah, I'll get you there. And I think I paid him $200 to bring me here. For 100 and some miles away. He loaded up his truck as much as I could get it. Folks, we're at the end of the days of the end of days. You know, I am going to take my time with God. I've got to. I think I got bit again. I've got to. I've got to take some time, and if I put, after this video, I'll probably put shorter videos. I'm not sure. They might be as long. But I'm going to, if I do put them as long, it's going to be because I've got other videos in there. And I can record them and walk away and do other things while it's recording and clip them and put them together. If the apps still hold out, because my phone is screwing me up. And when a plane goes overhead lately, my phone goes through crazy stuff, you know. YouTube has been deleting my comments off other people's channels. I mean, sometimes I'll put it on and then I'll go to edit it and add something to it, and they'll say it didn't get added, it didn't get, and then I'll go back and I go back to it and the whole comment's gone. So the algorithm, the AI is taking over. And I think it was Marfugo News. He put a little short minute and a half or whatever video where the AI was taking over his live chat. Now, how do you like that? And adding stuff on there, putting stuff on there, and replaying, you know, reposting chats and things like that, and putting memes on there or whatever. So this evil world's being taken over by demons. Animals are getting possessed by demons. I mean, if you don't think that's biblical, yes, it is. Don't forget, Jesus put the demons he took out of a man into the swine because they wanted to go in the swine. And, of course, the swine went and drowned themselves. So much for a dumb animal, huh? And people. The people are getting possessed way quicker because they have no faith. And I have noticed Christians doing yoga. That is sorcery. I don't care what you want. You can argue with me all you want, and I'll just argue right back at you. Because I've had enough of Christians that say this stuff, and then they go and they do tarot cards. You know, they do things. Now, one guy does gematria. And gematria, yeah, it's evil, and I talked to him about it, and he says, yeah, I know, but I'm showing you what they're saying, because this is how they communicate. And when you know what they're saying, then you can guess what they're going to do. It has nothing to do with prophesying on his part. So I said, okay, I understand. But now we've got the lockdowns coming. We've got, they're doing mandatory jabs. And somebody just said, I just seen somebody who just said, if you, I think it was his dad, this guy's friend's dad, said he couldn't get insurance if he didn't take the jab. Yeah, see, now, if you think it's not coming here, it's already here. They're already starting it. Get ready, folks. Get ready. And you know what? They're already pushing that people that don't get that thing, they're already pushing for people to turn them in, they're paying people to turn them in. They're also pushing for people to chastise you. Yeah, so be prepared. I've gotten pretty much out of society. I go to town, I don't have any problem here in this area, like a lot of people do, and I'm not, in this county there is no big city. There's none. You have to go to another county to get even to a moderately big city. And I think the biggest town here it has a prison and it has the police. Funny thing is was it this year or last year? I think it was this year. The Shell station across from the police station got robbed, and they never got the guy. He walked in all dressed in winter gear, and nobody thought a thing of it. And he demanded the money, and he walked away, and they don't know, still to this day, I've never heard them even catching him. So, you know, it's not a big city. It's kind of stretched out. I don't know, there might be, I don't even think there's 10,000 people there, maybe 5,000, 6,000. Maybe, I don't know. And it's just a small community area. And so it's interesting here, but I like it. I didn't care for Luther, which is a few miles away from here, so I got out of there and came here, because that was a that was a real, babe, no, you better not. I think she was going to get up on my roof. Anyway, she was looking up there pretty heavily. Anyway, and you make one person mad, you make 500 mad. That's just the way it is over there. They used to call it Little Dodge City, and they didn't do that for no reason. So, since I've been here, it's been real quiet for the most part, except the ATVs, UTVs, and motorcycles going up and down here on the weekends when it's nice, or especially the beginning of the month and the holidays, and that kind of thing. And the people have been good here. But I pretty much push people away a lot, especially when they've taken this thing, especially when they don't really know what's going on, because, you know, I talk to them people and they won't listen to certain things. So, I don't know. I mean, I need people around, but I don't have anybody that thinks like I do, which I wish I did. And one kind of a person in particular I wish I had that I'll probably never have. But anyway, I love all of you, and I've enjoyed, you know, talking with all of you that I've talked to. Well, there's some trolls that's been on some of my stuff that I've had to delete. There's some different, I don't know, it goes by a different name, but I'm not so sure it's a different person. But every once in a while they'll put this link to these porn videos on. I didn't know what it was until the first time I clicked on it, because it didn't say anything like that. It just, like, fyi.something.com or something. I don't remember. And then I blocked them. So for the most part lately, they don't stay on. When I go to the comment to delete it, because I know what it is already, because it's the same web page, the same link. It'll say this comment no longer exists. So apparently I blocked them, and so they put the comment on, but then it gets taken off. And I don't know what YouTube is doing, whether maybe it's just hidden from me, maybe it's still there, I don't know. Or maybe because of the website itself, no matter if they put a different name on or not, it automatically gets taken down. Maybe that's what it is too. Anyways, I gotta let you go. I care for all of you. Look on all my channels if you can. If you want to screen record videos, if they help you, do it. One of these days there will be no cell phone and no internet. You won't go on YouTube. But right now, YouTube is the largest library in the world, on this earth I should say, for information to survive. Get it. I don't have time to do it anymore. You get it, because I'm getting me ready. I'm getting me ready with my mind, my spiritual readiness, my physical readiness, mentally, emotionally, all that. I'm rolling it all in, and I'm taking care of me. And I'm trying to get my place done, and I don't know if I'll make it. But as God is my witness, I ask him every day to please hide me. Just like he did Israel. Put that cloud behind him when the Egyptians were following him, and they couldn't see him. So, Lord willing, I'll talk to you again real soon. Take care. I'm out.